Ariel Helwani in Dallas, Texas for UFC 211 alongside Frankie Edgar, the strawweight champion, Joanna Jędrzejczyk, Damian Maia, Jorge Masvidal, the reigning defending UFC heavyweight champion Stipe Miocic, Dustin Poirier, Yair Rodriguez. We just saw you square off with Jessica, and it wasn't your usual intimidating square off. It was a very friendly square off. Why?
We respect each other. We know each other for a long time. I heard she said few things during the interviews that I have weak chin, that she's going to knock me out. Of course, everyone can dream big, and it's good. I expect good fight, and I expect the best Jessica we have ever seen before, you know, on Saturday at the arena at the UFC 211. But there is not a bad blood between us two, and it's all about the emotions, you know. I was preparing for this fight very long time, and I'm full of respect to Jessica, and that's the thing. We are going to put on great show, you know. I'm in good mood. I feel strong physically, mentally, and you are going to see better Joanna than in my last fight. That's the thing.
For the record, though, have you been told, you or your management, that if you win, no ifs, ands, or buts, you get that title shot?
No, they didn't say nothing, and
how would you react if you didn't get it?
I don't know. I don't wanna have this thing on my mind right now.
Okay.
You know? I just wanna go there, and it's so intense when you're fighting. It's so hard that, you know, it's like you go into the last thing of your life. You're gonna do the last thing of your life, and so you really, even if I still repeating that I wanna keep the focus, that's the truth. You don't think about anything else, you know. You just think about the fight.
Will you get on the microphone after the fight and say something? Because, you know, that tends to work.
Oh, yeah, I will.
Oh, you have something planned?
Oh, yes.
Can you give us a hint?
Yeah, no, you know, it's about the title.
Yeah.
But first of all, I need to win Saturday, and that's the biggest test right now.
Who is the most dodge fighter? Who's the guy that you've called the most and they've said no to or just hung up on, huh? And I'm not just talking about the fights that got signed and then later on got broken up. I'm talking about backstage, which I won't even mention those hoes' names. But I'm the dude that gets denied the most. Decline, every time.
Why do you think that is?
Because I can fight, man, and I'm mean, and I'm good everywhere. You don't look at me fight and go, oh, man, but if I do this, then I'll have an upper hand. No, because I'm good everywhere. So it's going to be a fight no matter what. It's going to be a testament of my will versus somebody else's will every time. And I got more will than everybody.
And here's the other thing I have to talk to you about. The last time we spoke, we made a little bit of news. You were unhappy. I never heard you like this before, right? You said
you want to come in. You make me feel like I'm like this hormonal.
No, but
right
you.
You tell me
there's
like
a lot of emotion.
One minute here, you're here. You're the most obnoxious person of all time. Then you're mad about this. I'm like, what do you want me to do?
Listen, you're somewhat stoic. So anytime you give us an inch, it's a big deal.
You take it like 30 miles.
Well, it's a big deal. You're the baddest man on the planet, right?
Yeah.
You were unhappy. You said that they mistook your kind. How do you feel now? How are things?
I'm fighting, aren't I?
Yeah.
All right, we're good.
But are you under duress a little bit? Like, do you want to clear up things afterwards?
It's all good. We're good. On the next
Now
fight.
we're back to one-word answers. Were you surprised when they gave you Eddie? This is it's a high-profile fight, right? What was your reaction?
Well, I was gonna chill out for a little bit and hang out with my daughter and stuff, and then I told them I was gonna come back a few months later, unless they had a big fight for me, and then they ended up coming up with Eddie's name, and I was like, let's go, I'll fight whenever. This is a great opportunity for me, you know. He's one fight removed from being the world champion, like you said. I go out there and finesse Eddie Alvarez on Saturday night. It shows the world the caliber of fighter I am.
There's a massive jump in talent from BJ Penn in 2017 to Frankie Edgar, just a few months apart. And the story is that you asked for Frankie Edgar. Why would you ask for Frankie at this stage of your career?
Actually, it wasn't me. I didn't ask for him directly. You know, it was my coach, my team, my management team that asked for Frankie. And whenever they told me, what do you think about Frankie? I mean, if I'm gonna fight any of the top 5 division, it doesn't really matter who is in front of me. It can be Cub Swanson, it can be Jeremy Stevens, it can be whichever of those guys. Anyone is tough. Anyone is gonna be tough at this. But Frankie, for me, I think Frankie is the toughest one. Why should I pick the easier one? Like that, I think, you know, for me, this is gonna be a tough proof. I'm putting myself in that toughness, you know. If I can beat him, you know, and then that I'm gonna be like right away knocking that door for the title shot. I know then this fight is gonna put me just right there for the title shot. I wanna go for that title shot. This is, if not, what I'm here for, right. You know, that's because.
And finally, his mother had a dream, Yair's mother, that he's going to flying knee KO you in the first round. And so I'm wondering if your mother had a dream about the fight, and if so, what was it? What is the prediction?
My mother actually had a premonition or a dream when I was 24 that I was going to be a doctor, and we all got to disappoint our parents sometime or another.
That's a very good answer. So she is not happy with anything that's happened in the last 10 years.
No, not so much.
So you'll disappoint her again on Saturday, but hopefully with a victory.
Yes, absolutely.
Great to see.
It looks so good on me. It looks so good on me. Beautiful.
Kenny, you got it. She can come back. She has to do
This one's, guys. Hurry. Use the camera.
Dustin Poirier and Eddie Alvarez, ladies and gentlemen. One of the most important fights in the featherweight division, ladies and gentlemen. Yair Rodriguez and Frankie Edgar. Jorge Masvidal and Damian Maia, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, I want both of them. I want both bonuses. I want fight of the night and I want finish of the night. I want both. I want my life to be changed. Now, you know, if I could get either one, that'd be great, but I think Rashad deserves a little something too, you know what I mean? Like I said, we both came in here on short notice, and from what I saw, I didn't see anybody else pushing a pace like that, especially at heavyweight on 3 weeks' notice, 2 weeks' notice, you know what I mean? So we came out there and we put on a show for the fans, and I think we deserve something, you know what I mean? We got families to feed back home.
Jessica was actually very vocal going into this fight about how she's frustrated with the state of women's MMA because she feels like, you know, you have to, you know,
post booty pictures
exactly.
and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm with her on that. I really am. I feel like we should be recognized for the athletes that we are, not for what we post on social media and stuff like that. I feel like we need to be role models for the women coming, the young women coming up, the girls coming up, being positive influence to them. You know, let them know that their attitudes and their well-being and their rights as women should be recognized, not flaunting their sexuality to get somewhere. I mean, we fought, you know, tooth and nail to get where we are today, to be considered equals as much as possible, and I think we should continue in that direction, not bring it backwards just so we can get, you know, bigger sponsorships and stuff like that.
But are you confident in 2017 that things will change?
No, not confident in 2017.
Is that disheartening?
Very disheartening, yeah. It's very disheartening. It's very disheartening for the kids that I train, for my daughter and stuff like that. That's the way it's going.
And how about the actual finish? It was pretty damn beautiful to see you slip that punch and use your reach like you have in the past. Anything that you weren't happy about in that fight, because it seemed like a pretty flawless performance?
No, it turned out perfect because the main thing is I didn't take any damage. If for some reason if Kevin Lee or Chiesa doesn't get injured or anything like that, I mean, I'm not wishing injury on anyone, but if they do get injured or something, I'll gladly step in. If not, then I'll go ahead and chill for the summer and fight in the fall. My goal is to fight 4 times this year. I just had 2 fights in 3.5 months. So my goal is to fight in the fall and then late winter again, get 4 fights and be ranked in the top 8 by then. That's my goal.
Man, before I came to the UFC, I fought 5-6 times a year. And, you know, of course, I'm kind of staying busy with the UFC. You know, I've fought twice this year already. But the way I look at it, I'm just trying to have fun as much as possible, you know. I mean, 3 more fights this year, and my ultimate goal is to win all 3 of those fights and next year be in the top 10. And I believe after that performance, you know, after beating Chad Skelly, they either put me in the top 15 or they give me a top 15 ranked opponent. And, you know, 2 years ago, I wasn't even heard of. But now I'm getting close to the top 15, so why the hell not fight my ass off, try to get these next 3 wins, be 7 in a row in the UFC, and then top 10 next year. That's a possibility. And you know, I'm reaching for the stars. You know, and that's what I want to do every time. I got in this career to have fun, and I'm having a blast. I don't know about you guys having fun watching me or not, but I'm having a blast out there every time I go out there. To me, you know, of course, I love to win. But winning isn't everything. I want to go out there and have a blast, put on for the fans, and not only for them. You know, I'm not doing this for everybody else around the world. I'm doing this for me and my family. I got 3 kids at home, got a fiance at home, and you know, I just want to make sure that they got the best life that I can possibly give to them, and I get to do it doing something I love. You know.
The crowd was expected to be very pro Yair Rodriguez, but it seemed like it was pretty 50-50 with Frankie Edgar's fans and fans of Yair Rodriguez. Were you able to kind of pick up on that throughout the fight?
Yeah, you know, a lot of times they'll come in screaming for someone else, but I don't know. People like screaming Frankie, so I usually hear that by the end of the fight.
What I learned lately in my life is that, you know, don't get so stressed with things that I don't have control. So, you know, once I won, I guess, I remember Gunnar Nelson, they invited me to go to watch Lawler and Condit in that time. And, you know, I was supposed to be the next. And they were recording me. You know, I was in the front row. But then things changed. And, okay, then I came and won against Matt Brown. And they said, okay, now we're going to fight. And then, no, let's fight Condit. Then I won against Condit, the former, you know, interim champion, in a very good way. And I said, okay, now we're going to fight. And no. And finally I got this one. But I don't know, you know, I just relax and I not put this pressure in myself anymore. And I have achieved so many good things in my life and in my career that I know I'm going to fight for the title right now. But I'm not like crazy about that. You know, I want to fight for the title. I'm going to get the title. But I'm not like, I'm going to sign this right now. I just wait, talk to Dan and talk to the UFC and, you know, do the things the way we need to do.
When I became a UFC fighter, I was like, oh man, I've got a big chance. I cannot screw it up. So I put on great performance with every fight. And the thing is, like, when I became a champion, my life got changed, you know. I'm not talking about the money-wise or material things. I'm just happy, you know, because I feel like I was born to be a champion, to be an athlete, and I'm happy to put on great work and make people happy.
I'm a champ. You know, the reason why I'm a champ, I've worked my ass off to get where I'm at. You know, if it wasn't for my coaches, my wife, my family, my teammates, my friends, just everyone backing me up, my city, having my back, I wouldn't be where I'm at. You know, it's a Midwest thing. You know how it is.